old Nintendo gamer.
And son.
And a big topic of the week is On the Hunt. Capcom has released on its official Twitter and said on January the 7th there will be a live stream. Hey, and it came around, and it certainly was a Monster Hunter Rise digital event. Did you watch the digital event, Nick?
In the background, yes. I couldn't watch it fully at the time, but because I was working, but I had it on, so I saw bits of it, and Monster Hunter looked good. So,
any surprises like the wyvern riding? That kind of took my breath away. It was like, oh my god, you can do this now.
I really liked the I can't remember what it's called. What's it? Wire bug. The wire bug. Yeah.
Yes.
That for me that was quite impressive.
So as you're zipping around these environments with the wire bug, yes, you can acquire these endemic life, which you add to your attacks using the ZL button, I believe, when I played the demo. And then you can ride the wyverns as well once you've worn them down, and then you can use these wyverns in battles. Yeah, that blew me away quite extensively. So the big thing that the takeaway is that they dropped the demo.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't come out straight away. It came out in Japan pretty much straight away, and America. And then Americans and Japanese went crazy and broke the eShop, which held things up for us Europeans to download the demo. And I think it was the next day for me, because it was at 10 o'clock at night that the direct digital event took place. And it wasn't until the following morning that I could download it. And I still had problems getting on the eShop back then as well. And you played the demo as well, Nick?
I've played for about an hour, yeah.
So if you do manage to play the demo, you do get 4 different things you can do. One is the training. Mm-hmm. Did you try the training?
That's the first thing I did, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So basically they say the training is learn the basics of Monster Hunter, including an introduction to the new wire bug mechanic and palamute riding, solo play only. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the first thing I dipped into, the training mode. What was your experience of the training mode, Nick?
I don't know, fairly straightforward, fairly simple. It was a lot of go here, do this, go here, do this. A kind of nice, easy, slow introduction to the different mechanics. How to attack, how to use the wire bug, riding the palamute, which is pretty cool.
Surprised that the palamute has this drifting mechanic, like a Mario Kart, mm-hmm. which you basically enter dash mode, and then by holding, I think it's ZL down as well, you kind of can drift across to the left and right. I suppose it makes it easier for when you're coming into battle.
Yeah. I enjoyed a lot jumping and then jumping off the palamute and then attacking. That was pretty fun, to be honest.
Like a double jump.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's your preferred weapon? Because you can use all 14 in this demo.
I tried 3 of them and I can't remember which ones. Definitely the longsword, which I liked. I tried the sword and the shield together, and another one from the bottom row, but I can't remember which one it was. It was also one which had a shield mechanic.
Like a switch axe or something.
Possibly
like that.
switch axe, actually, yes. Yeah.
So moving on from the training, I did try the training. I found they threw too much in. I played Monster Hunter before, so you kind of know what to expect and know what to go. I felt that they threw too much information in one go at you. It was like, hey, come over here. And I went over to talk to the guy, Master Uzuchi, or whatever his name was. So you went, go and talk to him, and then he dropped 6 pages of information. You go flick, 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 flick. I can't remember what you said on the first page by the time I've got to do what I need to do. So I forgot how to get on the palamute. And once you've clicked, which annoyingly is once you go through those 6 pages, for example, it says exit tutorial. I'm going, I don't want to exit the tutorial.
Yeah, I
want to carry on a tutorial. Yeah. So, okay, all right, that's all I can do is exit tutorial. So when you do it, you get out of that little screen of pages, which is your menu, basically. Not exit tutorial, exit menu. So I couldn't mount the Palamute for about 3 minutes trying to go through all systems and menus, and also I couldn't change the camera to how I wanted it because there wasn't an inversion control, but you had to go to the camera controls and change the type to a setting 3, then turning the gyro controls on and turn them off for everything bar motion aiming for the wire bug. Because gyro controls are really great for the wire bug. I don't know if you turned them on.
I didn't try them though.
Very intuitive. Once you press ZL, then you can look around using gyro and then press ZR to zip over to that location. So, just like all other Monster Hunter demos I've played in the past on the 3DS and Wii U, very confusing in its menu setup, and they don't help you. And I had to laugh. They went, right, go and fight those 3 little monsters. Okay, right, I go and wipe those monsters out in seconds. He goes, right, that's your training done. You're ready to go on, slay some big monsters. That's it? Wow, it's like going in a car and going, 30 minutes in a car, go off you go, down the motorway. So yes, like all Monster Hunter, you might need to go through the training section a few times. Then there was a second training section, onto some wyvern riding. How did that go for you, Nick?
Pretty similar to how training went for you. Too much information. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
When I actually had to ride the wyvern, I couldn't remember how to do it. Couldn't remember how to set it up, and I found the controls when you're on the wyvern to be horrendous. I couldn't line anything up. I couldn't make it do what I wanted it to do. I understand that you're supposed to be riding an animal that doesn't want you to ride it, but it was frustrating and I didn't enjoy it at all. I think the controls are pretty horrible.
It's great if you're going in a straight line and just moving slightly to the left and right. But if you want to go double back, or if you want to just turn 90 degrees right, you can't. Yeah, you're right. You have to crash into something, then pull it around, and you really have to fight with it. There must be some way of like taking your finger off the R button, rotating, and then going off in a different direction that I'm missing, and will take some finesse, I think, in the finalized game. But you're right, it controls like a tank, and I suppose you were controlling a kind of the beast is a kind of a tank.
Yeah.
And how slow it from pressing the attack button.
Yeah, big delay. Big delay.
I'm used to big delays because I'm a great sword user. So you press the A and you wind this sword up and you hit, but this is like 4 times even slower than that. And especially for a strong attack, you press the button, and if it's like a game of strategy in a way. You're fighting this other Azoros, these 2 bears. So you're fighting that. If the other bear does a slight attack, he's going to get an attack hit on you before you can get your attack in. But that was part of the strategy. I think they were trying to teach you to maneuver and use the B button to dash out of the way, like a slide out of the way, basically, an evasive maneuver rather, and then attack and build your meter up to use this super attack of A and X together, which I forget the name of. So yeah, I think we both agree there. Awful controls. Then there's 2 quests we could do. Offline, solo if you want to, or you can play them multiplayer as local experiences with four people holding 4 switches, or online. The first one is the beginner quest, the Great Izuchi. I'm taking it you tried this one as well?
Yes. I tried the easier one, the beginner quest.
Yeah. How was your online experience?
I haven't played it online. I only tried solo. Yeah. We're going to be playing online tonight with the guys from the forum.
You are going to go for it, yeah. Good.
So I can say next week how that went. No, I just played by myself, the first one, last night.
I immediately went into online. So I played solo, and in the training area, it's basically the whole of that kind of Japanese shrine area. I was quite taken back by one, how good it looks.
Yes.
The draw distance is wonderful. I can't think I saw any pop-in. So I'm very surprised that they've got it running so smooth for what they've got on. And it ran really, really smoothly. Very, very pleased about it. So I did go straight online for this Great Izuchi, the beginner quest, and it's a walk-off. It was a cakewalk. 4 people online. You walk up to him, you pummel him, and there's 4 people smacking the hell out of him. One with a switch axe, me with my great sword. someone giving us buffs with a hunting horn, so we can't die basically because he's buffing up his stamina and our health and our attack power. And we just wailed on him for 3 minutes and he died. Take out cuts and it's over. What unfortunately I did notice is a frame rate glitch. Something to be aware of. I don't know if you've been following me on Twitter. Oh, you can't follow me on Twitter, so you might not be aware of this. Is every 2 seconds I was playing, I'd be running a straight line, and I've made some videos of it, and they're already up on my YouTube channel. You run in a straight line, every 2 seconds, there's a freeze frame. And then, you start off again. It's only for a split second, 1 frame. But it's every 2 seconds like clockwork. And this is throughout the entirety of the demo, playing online. And I've played the beginner, I played the intermediate quest, which is Mitsutune. I've played Mitsutune about 4 or 5 times now because I played it with my son as well. And even playing with just my son, still that glitch is persistent. However, my son has had a flawless experience. His is just like going into the training area for him. Everything is smooth. There's none of that lag. Then I was asking around on Twitter, and someone came up and said, "Is something wrong in not the netcode, not my online?" Because it can't be my online because my son is experiencing a far better thing. Something with Capcom talking to your friends list glitches the game if you've got too many friends in your friends list.
Wow, okay, it's going to be a problem for me then.
Yeah, so I've had to go and clear my friends list out for people. I got a lot of Japanese ads, people I've been playing Splatoon 2 and a Japanese guy's gone, "Hey, add you," and I haven't got a clue where they are, but I've added them back. So I've cleared all that out, and hopefully I've got under the maximum or minimum requirement for this glitch not to happen. But a way around it would be if you've got a second account, like a USA account or something,
right,
that you can play the demo
when you
on.
don't have a lot of friends, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because my son only has 5 friends on there, and he has no problems. So just to be aware for anybody out there, it is a glitch, and Capcom should be aware of it by now, and I'm sure it won't make its way into the final version of the game.
Shouldn't.
But if you do have a problem, you don't have a second account, you could potentially clear your friends list out, which would take some time, unfortunately. How was your experience of killing the Great Izuchi?
A long one, a difficult one. I found it hard without a lock-on of any kind.
There is a lock-on.
Is there?
Yes.
If you see,
in the top, this is it. This is how they don't explain anything, and it will help you now sitting down with a couple of people who play Monster Hunter as well and taking you through, oh, you can do this, you can do that, and having a chat with them. In the top right-hand side of the screen, there's an icon for how many monsters there are or how many monsters you've seen. If you've seen a monster close up, their icon will come into more visibility.
Okay, so
you'll have that monster icon. If you click the right stick, you can scroll between those monsters. Then once you've highlighted the monster you want, if you press the L button on the controller, it locks. It automatically triggers your lock on.
Do you need to hold it, or you just press it?
No, you press it. It locks onto it, but it kind of focuses on it. But you lose focus. You have to keep on. I don't know yet how to change the lock on so it's constantly locked on.
Yeah, that would have been useful. I mean, I killed it eventually.
Yeah,
but I was fighting the camera most of the time, so that is useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I should have chosen a simpler weapon, maybe, because I think that's the one that I used. The what did you say? Axe.
The switch axe is a nightmare for a beginner player.
So
as well.
I think when I play today, I'm just going to use a simple long sword or sword and shield or something. Yeah. I just found it hard to get hits in. I found it hard to get strong hits in, especially. I kept getting attacked before. I had to use loads of potions, but I did it eventually. And like fighting the weaker enemies was no real problem. It was like 3 or 4 hits and they were done. And then harvesting them obviously to get the stuff. It hasn't put me off the game at all. All of this stuff, I'm still really keen to play it, and I'm sure tonight is going to be a lot of fun playing it with other people for the first time. Like you said, the graphics are really nice. I think the world, that first area, is really nicely designed, and it's very clear. like where you are. Like each section looks a little bit different, so you can sort of figure out where you are on the map without needing to look at the map. I really like that section where the sort of trees come over the path. That looks really cool.
No, that's amazing. Now, I'm trying to... If that was an old Monster Hunter game, now that would be locked off, basically, and, you know, because you'd have loading between different areas. But, yeah, I love how you can just go up the trees of the path and then drop down into another area. Yeah. And in those kind of areas as well, where a monster probably wouldn't frequent, you get a lot of endemic life, which will give you buffs to your attack power and your stamina and all that, which is quite nice as well. So, yeah,
the world is pretty cool. Like battling weaker enemies was more fun than battling the boss, and I do think with other people it would be much easier to take down a boss character. So I want to play the next quest, the harder one, and sort of hopefully try and figure out things a bit more. But someone posted on the Discord that it's not like these types of demos are not really good for newcomers to Monster Hunter, because it kind of starts by assuming you already know everything, which I don't. So, yeah, it's a bit of a struggle.
And the problem is, if they did aim it at somebody, a completely newcomer, the amount of tutorials and things, the amount of tutorials they throw at you anyway to kind of make you aware of things that have changed is phenomenal. You know, there's a huge amount of reading to do. Yeah. And then to, you know, forget it like I did, as you can't get on top of, you know, ride the Palamute. I can imagine that it would take a long time. So I think Monster Hunter is one of those games you just got to get in there with somebody or a group of people who knows what they're doing, and then just ask them questions. And tonight should be an eye opener. And like you say, it's all the way I kind of play it with a great sword. It's all about finding the right position. Where's this? Not where the monster is now. Where will the monster be in 5 seconds' time? I need to make my way to that kind of area, make sure he doesn't hit me. Then when he's panting, I can smack him with a few smacks. Then get out of there again. Knowing how many hits you can give him before you have to dive out of the way as well is essential. And that only comes with fighting that particular monster. The first 2 times, the second quest was... Mizuzune, like I said, who is this beautiful long furry dragon, basically, with these silky snake-like moves, incredibly fast. So very difficult as well. As he wraps himself in a ball, he creates these bubbles around him, which sometimes they're green bubbles and give you health, which is a bonus. Sometimes they're red and obviously damage you, but he can poison you very easily, and then you're going to have to find some space, take some antidote or take a nullberry in this game, which makes your stamina, you know, because he's just poisoned your stamina, for example. So your stamina's running down far too fast, as if you're out of breath. So you've got to take antidotes to combat what he's throwing at you. But the first 2 times I fought him, once by myself, online with others, and once with my son, we got killed. You know, we got beaten by him. But with a bit of persistence and, like I say, learning his moves, it is a boss battle game. Me and my son took him down the second time, which was quite... It always is in Monster Hunter. Wonderful feeling when that last hit goes through. Because there's no health bars on the bosses as well. They do give indications that they get tired and they've taken some damage, and you can see that they're starting to stagger. You think, right, I'm in the last quarter of the fight by here. But after a 40-minute fight and this monster goes down, it's like, oh my God, we're both screaming. Very, very intense fight. And there's times where, you know, Morgan's got like 3/4 of a health, and they go through different phases, the boss. So as he gets this multicolored glow, one massive dive and bang, Morgan's knocked out, you know. 3/4 of a health bar all gone. But I'm loving it. I mean, I've seen on the forums some of the old Monster Hunter players weren't enthralled by this demo. They haven't liked some of the changes. I think Red Shell in particular, didn't like the Palamute. Which
it was
I
HOT.
Quite like. Okay, HOT. I quite like the mechanic of the Palamute, you know, and like you say, riding into battle like that. It's very easy to pick up things now. Before, it was very slow and laborious to go up to a place and press A. You can do it as you're flying past something on a Palamute and press A to collect it. And then, like you say, jump with the Palamute, jump off it and draw your sword in midair and attack. It's got this it feels faster, faster flowing battle. Yeah.
I love the Wirebug as well. It's a really cool addition.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you play Monster Hunter World?
Briefly, but not enough to have any real battles. I got to because of the way the game starts, you basically avoiding monsters to get to the town, and then you spend a bit of time in the town, and that's where all the systems start coming in, like the weapons and the clothes and everything and the gear. And I was just like, I don't have time to do all this to sort it out, and I didn't go back to it after that. So, but yeah, I think there was a brief battle, maybe. I can't remember. It was a few months ago now I played it, but yeah, it was okay. Like this, it didn't really sell me on the game, but it didn't put me off either. I want to see more, so I'm sure I'm going to. I
was wondering how the battles would compare to World.
I can't remember, to be honest. Yeah.
And Sam has said it crosses the mid zone basically. Monster Hunter World went in one direction. The old Monster Hunter games that like 3 and 4U and Generations, obviously on the Switch more recently. This is the mid ground, and he thinks it does take the best
from both.
So good, promising words from Sam there as well. Takes the best of both worlds and finds the middle ground very nicely indeed, which is I think what I want, to be honest, as well. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.